Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I thought it would be fun to share with you some of my favorite crock pot recipes that I use over the summer. A lot of you guys seem to enjoy the video that I previously made in regards to some of my fun recipe book recipes, so I thought it would be a great idea to put together some crock pot favorites because I love the crock pot, especially during the school year. But in the summer, isn't it nice to just set up your crock pot in the morning and have the whole day to go to the beach or the pool or just do something fun with the family and not have to worry about dinner? So today I'm going to share with you one of my favorites. And the reason I really like this particular recipe is because it's not really seasonal. It's going to be a chili recipe. You can tweak it any way that you would like, and it's good any time of year. So I really enjoy it. And one of my favorite things is when I make chili, I can make a lot, which usually allows me to have a bunch of leftover to freeze for another quick and easy meal another night. So that's always a great thing to do when you can. And oftentimes when I make crock pot recipes, I do try to at least double it if I can. So that's the plan. Let's get started with my favorite crock pot chili. So typically what I use is the McCormick chili packet, and I use the crock pot one most times, but I also can use just the regular one. It doesn't really matter. You're using it for the seasoning most of all. And the ingredients that they recommend that you have are a package of ground beef or ground turkey. You could also use ground chicken if you like. 1 can of diced tomatoes or 2 cans of tomato sauce. 1 can of kidney or pinto beans. And then you can do shredded cheese, chopped onions, or sour cream for toppings. So what I have on hand and what I'm going to use is my ground beef. I'm going to add some corn. I'll probably just use 1/4 of this bag, not the whole thing. I'm doubling up the tomatoes and the beans because I actually like there to be less meat and more of the other stuff because I'm not really a big meat eater. So I'm going to do 2 cans of the diced tomatoes, 1 can of kidney beans, and then 1 can of black beans. I know some of you guys have seen me do this before, especially if you follow my vlogs, because this is a recipe I make lots. And I always use this cool Pampered Chef chopper thingy. I don't know what the appropriate word is for it, but I feature this in my videos all the time. So this is the only cooking part that you need to do. Everything, once this is browned, is going to go right into the crock pot. Okay, so while the meat is finishing cooking, I'm going to put in the other ingredients. So I'm going to put in the diced tomatoes. And also what I did with the beans is, I know from experience in the crock pot instructions, you are supposed to drain and rinse the beans, but if you're cooking it on the stove top, you do not. You just dump the whole can in. So I did go ahead and I rinsed the beans off and drained them. So I'm gonna add those in. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of corn in. I'm going to add the chili mix. And then we'll go ahead and get the ground beef and mix it all up. We're just gonna stir it all up together. And this is, I feel like this is kind of thick. I think I'm going to add, which is something I like to have anyway, is a jar of tomato sauce. If you like it really thick and chunky like this, you're good to go. But I like my chili to be a little bit more saucy. So I'm also going to go ahead and add a jar of sauce. I put the crock pot on low for 6 hours. You also could put it on high for like 4 hours. The good thing about this recipe is the meat's already cooked. So really you're just heating things through. And you can also serve with it either some biscuits, or my family often likes to have cornbread with it. And I am also going to make some pink lemonade. Oh. And that is going to be dinner tonight. Oh.
I made strawberry bread.
And Madison made strawberry bread. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Here it is. It actually smells really good, and she made it all by herself, so I'm excited to give that a try. Maybe we'll have that for dessert tonight after our chili. Okay, so it is 6 hours later, and it is done. Let's see what it looks like. This lid is always so wet. It like makes a mess when I put it down. Do any of you guys ever deal with that? Okay, let's see. this looks great. It's like the perfect consistency, just the way that I like it. And I am going to put it in the bowl, and I usually like to put a little bit of sour cream on top. But what I've been doing lately, and I'll just show you in a minute, to scoop this out. Oh, that smells so good. So I've been buying these little containers. For the longest time I was buying like the really big jumbo size ones, but they go bad really quickly. So now I'm just getting these smaller containers. This way they stay good for longer, and that's what I do. And I love a lot of sour cream, which is why I get the light version. And that's it. It looks really good. Today we're making the slow cooker ground turkey stuffed peppers. I know I've shared this in my vlogs before. I've made this around Halloween time. It's just in the, I don't have really like a cookbook to go along with this. It's a ShopRite flyer that I picked up in the fall, but this is really good too. I'll leave a link to my Halloween treats that I made above because that was really yummy. But anyway, focus. These stuffed peppers are so healthy and so delicious, and I've made them several times, so I thought it would be fun to share with you today the recipe step by step so you can try it at home. It's definitely one of my favorite crock pot recipes. So the ingredients that you need are microwavable Spanish rice, 1 can of low sodium black beans drained, 1 pound of lean ground turkey, 6 green, orange, red, or yellow bell peppers, and you need to trim off the tops and take the seeds out, and then a 1/3 cup of Mexican rice, or I just use like shredded regular cheddar cheese is just as well. And then you prepare the rice, spray your slow cooker with some cooking spray, and then in a large bowl we're going to combine the beans, the turkey, the salsa, the rice, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. And then we're going to fill the peppers with the turkey mixture and put them in the crock pot. They seem to fit perfectly. Then we'll cook them for 4 hours until the internal temperature reaches 165, and then finally we'll top it with the cheese. So I have all of my ingredients out. I can never find microwavable Spanish rice, so I'm actually cooking this on the stovetop right now. We're going to mix that up with the ground turkey and also the black beans, which I have already rinsed and drained. I have my shredded cheese here, and then my 1/2 cup of salsa right there. And then here are my peppers. I like to do different colors just because everyone in the family likes something different. I really like the orange ones the best, but that is everything that you're going to need for this recipe, as well as the salt and pepper to taste, and we're gonna get started. Okay, I just caught myself making the same mistake that I made the last 2 times that I did this recipe. I always think those bags are just regular rice, but it's a rice and pasta blend. And it works. Like I said, I've done it twice before already, but I would recommend making sure it is all rice because it can be a little bit mushy when you're doing a blend of pasta and rice in your stuffed peppers. That kind of, I don't know, it just makes it too mushy. So just take note that is one of the things I always screw up, because those bags look like they're just rice, and I always miss the part where it says that it's a rice and pasta blend. I decided I don't want the peppers to be mushy tonight, so this is the rice I have on hand. I'm going to use this instead. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know by now I pretty much screw up every single recipe I make all of the time, so hope that you're enjoying them anyway, but this is the real world for me. This is just the way it goes. So I'm going to use some basmati rice instead of my pasta over there. And then right now I am just hollowing out the peppers. Did you guys ever see this? This little tiny green pepper fell out of the inside of this pepper. It was like in there. Is that weird? It's like a little baby pepper was born. Look at that. I've never seen that before. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever seen that. Really weird. Okay, I just dumped in the ground turkey. There's the salsa. Then we're going to put in our beans. And then once the rice is done, I'll mix that in as well, and we'll be able to stuff the peppers. I think the dogs are really wanting some of what I'm making here. They've just been watching me the whole time. Okay, so just wanted to remind you guys, don't forget to add some salt and pepper. So now I'm finally adding the rice. And again, you should be using the Spanish rice if you can find it. But I'm just using this white Jasmati rice. I'm gonna mix it in, and then we'll do the fun part of filling the shells. Okay, so the peppers are in the crock pot. I fit 6 of them in there, and I am adding this step. I have a little bit of salsa left over, so what I'm gonna do is just drizzle it over the top, because when I make regular stuffed peppers, by regular I mean the type that has chopped meat and rice, I usually do this with tomato sauce. And since I am using a more bland rice, I think this maybe can use a little extra kick. So I just put the balance of the jar, because this was not a full jar, by the way, but I only had a little bit left, so I figured I'd use it up in there. And now we're going to cook it in the crock pot for 4 hours, and I'm going to do it on high for 4 hours because it doesn't specify if it should be high or low, and I would rather be safe than sorry. So there we go. It will be done in 4 hours. And wow, did I make a lot of dishes with this recipe today. So 15 minutes prior, you're supposed to add the shredded cheese. I'm just gonna do it now because the dogs are anxiously awaiting for their walk. That looks really good. I'm not going to put cheese on all of them because not everyone in my family likes to have cheese on top of their peppers, but I'll do half of them. So I'll do maybe 3 of them with cheese. And then I'm gonna let it finish cooking for the 17 more minutes left. And by the time I get back from our walk, we should be good to go. Okay, so the peppers are done. Jim's trying it. What do you think?
Very good.
Is it good?
Very good.
All right, awesome. Okay guys, so today we're going to be making a barbecue chicken. I usually either serve it over rice or on a sandwich roll, but this one is a little bit different, so I'm excited to try it out and I hope everyone likes it. Typically when I make this recipe, I just dump almost an entire container of barbecue sauce in the crock pot with 3 or 4 chicken breasts, and then I cook it for 4 hours on high and shred it and serve it on a sandwich. This one's a little different, so let me show you the recipe and we'll get started. Okay, the best crock pot barbecue chicken. We need 2 pounds of boneless chicken breast, 1 cup of barbecue sauce, a 1/4 cup of Italian dressing, a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and salt to taste. And then we're going to season the chicken with the salt. We're going to place in a mixing bowl the barbecue sauce, Italian dressing, brown sugar, and Worcestershire sauce. I hope I'm saying that right. And then you're gonna pour it over the chicken and cook on high for 3 to 4 hours. Once time is up, you can serve whole or shred with 2 forks. I always like to shred it. And then if you do shred it, we're gonna cover it and let it cook for about another 10 to 15 minutes so it soaks up the flavor. All right. So let me show you all the ingredients. I have everything laid out. I have my barbecue sauce, Italian dressing, Worcestershire sauce. I actually just borrowed brown sugar from my mom because, of course, in true Jen fashion, I just realized I didn't have any brown sugar. So I had Emily run to her house and pick this up. So hopefully, I think there's definitely a 1/4 cup in there. We should be good. And then the chicken. And what I've been doing lately is using these big Ziploc bags to keep meat in the refrigerator because oftentimes it leaks and that's just really gross and it leaks on top of other things. So this has been working really good, just like a little tip. And I can reuse this bag for, you know, the next time I defrost chicken. And then I have my, this is like the pot that goes into my crock pot, all ready to go. So let's start mixing up all the ingredients. I have 2 very large chicken breasts in there and I just put some salt on, and now I'm going to mix everything up in this bowl and we'll put that on top. So So I put the sauce on top of the chicken. Now we're going to cook it in the crock pot for, we're gonna do 4 hours on high, so slow cook. I love this crock pot, by the way. It also sears meat, so I can brown and sear, which I did not do in my other chili recipe, but I could have done that. I actually have just gotten so used to doing it on the stovetop, sometimes I forget that this has the capability. All right, so in 4 hours, dinner will be ready. And to go along with tonight's dinner, I'm going to make some suddenly salad. We're just going to have some canned green beans, and then I have the rolls to make pulled barbecue chicken sandwiches. Okay, it's been 4 hours, so let's see what it looks like. I always have a hard time getting this lid off. Okay, here we go. All right, looks good. I'm gonna shred it up, and then I'm gonna let it cook for another 15 minutes just to absorb the flavor. Okay, I just used these 2 forks to shred it up, and now we're gonna wait 15 more minutes. Okay guys, so here is tonight's dinner. We have the pulled barbecue chicken. I also have some lettuce, the suddenly salad, and some green beans, and it looks delicious. I'm gonna give it a try. Okay guys, so that was really yummy. I highly suggest giving it a try, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, we are on to my last recipe. I'm going to do macaroni and cheese in the crock pot. This is something I've always wanted to try, but I've been a little bit nervous about it. So we shall see how it turns out. And here is everything that we need for this recipe, which I'm actually using a cookbook today. And this cookbook is called Fix It and Forget It, Cooking Light for Slow Cookers. And this is by Phyllis Good. I purchased this a few years ago, and I have used some recipes from here, but I have yet to try the mac and cheese. So what we need is 8 ounces of elbow macaroni, 13 ounces of fat-free evaporated milk, 1 cup of fat-free milk, which I'm just using whole milk because that's what I have, 2 large eggs beaten, 4 cups of grated fat-free sharp cheddar cheese, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, white pepper, grated fat-free Parmesan cheese, a 1/4 cup of that. So I'm going to spray the inside of the slow cooker, combine the, oh, I have to lightly cook the macaroni. All right, so I thought I was going to be able to just cook it in the crock pot, but I guess I have to cook it a little bit. And let's see, mix it with the evaporated milk, the eggs, the cheddar cheese, salt, pepper, and then top with the remaining cheddar and Parmesan. Let's give it a go. To make this meal a little bit more healthy, I picked up a classic Caesar salad kit from Target, as well as this already cooked and diced oven roasted chicken breast. So I'm just going to make a grilled chicken Caesar salad to go along with the mac and cheese, just so there's a little bit more nutritional value to our meal. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing all of the recipes that I made with the crock pot. It is a rainy and gray day. I don't know if you can actually hear the rain in the background. It's pretty loud. So it's a great day for some comfort food, for some mac and cheese. I think that was a really great selection for today. And thank you again. Let me know in the comments below some of your favorite crock pot recipes. I always love using the crock pot, like I said before, because it's great when you can make your meal early in the day and not have to worry about it again. So that's always a wonderful thing, especially for when the kids, hopefully, fingers crossed, go back to school. So I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Hope you're all having a great summer. Take care. Bye.